My name is Tony. My last name is Menias. I live in Chicago. Now I'm in New York. Sometimes live in Cairo. I am a traveling street photo documentarian. I'm going to say that over again.
What are you? What are you again?
I'm a traveling street photographer. You can say it like that.
Okay.
I was born in the suburbs of Chicago. I went to college for a little bit, and then my dad passed away. And then when my dad passed away, my mom wanted to move back to Egypt. And then she's like, well, you have to be a doctor like your father. So we have to go, and you got to be a doctor too. I said, okay, fine. Obviously, I didn't want to, but it was one of those things where, it was it's within our culture that you have to either be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, or you're a disgrace to your family kind of situations. So I went. I went to Egypt. I did my schooling there. Went to university, became a doctor. And then the revolution of Egypt happened. And that's when shit just went crazy. And I was there during the whole mess. I almost got killed, maybe shot at maybe two or three times. Yeah, it was kind of intense. And so I did Cairo University. I was in Cairo University. And I got up to, I finished there. And then I came back here and took all my boards. So this is right after, again, the revolution happened. And after the revolution, I had to come back here because I was done there anyways, but I wanted to stay longer because it would be better on my family because it's cheaper to live there. I tried to stay there. Revolution happened, kicked me out basically because it was like, you gotta get the fuck out of here. So I left. And then I came back, started all my boards. And then during that meantime, I was doing a lot of medical missions trips. I was going to Bolivia, I went to Morocco, went to Ethiopia, Egypt obviously, went to these places to do medical missions. Basically helping people who are underserved, don't have good medical attention. And I used to take this little camera. Hold on, I think I even have it with me actually. So I have this little thing.
So that you've had that since the beginning?
Yeah, since the beginning. It still turns on too. Yeah, I carry it around sometimes when I don't want to carry this around and I just want to get some shots. But it started with that, and I remember Morocco was probably the Morocco and Ethiopia and Bolivia too actually, had probably were the best shots I've taken with this little tiny, and I would post them online and people were like, holy shit, these are really good. What are you doing with these? What kind of camera do you have? I'm like, I'm just using a point and shoot, nothing special. And they're like, you need a nice camera, dude. And I'm like, well, why do I need a nice camera? They're like, well, these are really good. You have to do something with this. Like, okay, fine. And my buddy he was at school at the ICP over here in New York. He's like, I have the perfect camera for you. Because I was telling him that I don't want to carry a big bulky camera because that's when DSLRs were out, right? Everyone's carrying these gigantic things with gigantic lenses and everyone was always complaining about how heavy they are, I was like, dude, I don't want to carry that stuff around. I wanted to keep very easy to myself. I wanted to be chill. I wanted to travel. He's like, well, mirrorless cameras just came out, and I think you should get one of those. I said, okay, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I had the X Pro 1. It's fantastic. And it's Fuji. I saw X Pro 1 and then X Pro 2 was coming out in a couple of months. So I waited till the X Pro 2 was coming out. I was like, if I'm going to go, I might as well get this one and get the newer one. And this has been with me since that day. It was in 2016. Yeah, so this is a 18-135 on a Fuji series. But technically it's a 27-200 or something like that. Yeah. Something ridiculous. Yeah, it's got a lot of range. And I have super ADD, so, it's gonna be one of those things that if I see something far, I'm gonna make sure that I get, all the way out there. And then 27's great. I actually enjoy the 27 a lot.
You do shoot wide, a lot?
Most of the time it's on here. I barely zoom.
Really?
Yeah, only when I see something I really like somewhere else and it's far down, then I'll go in. But most of the time it's on this. But yeah, I love the options.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that's life in general. I'm an option kind of guy. I'll say this 1,000 times over. It's about what you have with you and not about new things. And, it's just, there's something about your eye and how you see, and the tools that you use are they don't always need to be the best. You don't need to keep on going. You don't need to keep on trying to get somewhere, or I don't know. I don't think I'm a hippie, okay? I think there's a part of me that doesn't really need to advance in any way. That if I can still take amazing photos with this, then why not? Yeah. Why continue? It was actually a very long transition, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And then I did an eat, pray, love trip, right? So when I got that camera, that was in that space time continuum where I also I broke up with an ex-fiance kind of situation, and I was trying to figure out where I was going in my life. And then on top of that, the medicine thing was not giving me, it wasn't fulfilling as if when I was doing all the medical mission work, that was fulfilling. Right. That was lovely. Yeah. That was giving me something. Then you came here, and it was very like, a lot of the patients were like, you owe me, instead of, oh, thank you for helping me. So it was just like, dude,
one-sided.
You're very one-sided, and not just that, but then all your money to, what's it called? Insurance companies, to hospitals, to whatever, and you're realizing that you're no longer working for the people, you're working for somebody else.
For the man.
The big man, right. And I don't know, that's when things changed, I think. And I was like, okay, before I really started, and I was also applying, so this is the thing, you apply for the match, which is like this big residency program where you start to learn and be able to work here. So in order to get licensed fully, so I already took all my licensing exams, I'm ready to go. But the only thing to really make you licensed here in the United States is you have to at least work for 2 years as a foreign medical graduate. You have to work for 2 years in some place in order to fully get a license. For Americans, it's 1 year, but for everybody else, it's 2 years. So I was trying to apply for those, and it takes 1 full year each time. So if you don't get in, you have another full year to apply. So I was just filling in my time, like either working at hospitals, like as an intern or an extern, whatever works, just to get my way. And in that meantime, I was just like, screw it, let me travel too. So when I got that camera, that was, what was that? July of 2016. And then that's when I fully just like, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to use it. And then I started doing these little stupid, just like long exposures and like figuring out how to use a real camera. Yeah, so that's what I did for a little bit. And that's when I realized, okay, I need to go on a big trip for myself, just to find out who I am. Take the camera, just take pictures and find out where I need to go. And so I went to Asia for about 3 months, maybe like 2.5, 3 months. And I went to 8 countries. So I went from Japan, Hong Kong, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Singapore. I went like a whole bunch. And that's when I took a lot of these shots that I was like, okay, these are badass. And I could do something with these. And so I took those, and then I did an art show. And I sold out. But of course, most of them were friends, right? Because they wanted to buy my stuff every day. So that was 2017. And then 2018 came in, and that's when I put one of my photos up for National Geographic, and I won an award. And so these were the things that were very like, you have foundation. And still, I wasn't even getting the residency. So I'm asking myself, I was like, okay, I'm getting recognition from National Geographic, and people are buying my work. Why am I not going this route instead of this route? That's what happened. That's the kind of the origin story. That's where, yeah. You see this guy? What are you doing? Oh, he's putting up a sign. Yeah, it's funny when you asked me earlier, like, oh, do you look for, for people to have a face? No, I'm just there to take the photo, and then whatever face they make afterwards is on them, right? And then I'll catch that too if I need to. But I just happen to catch them because of lighting, or where they're sitting, or what they're surrounded by. It's usually like that. Like this right here. She's got yellow and red, and I love those two colors together, and the blue. We're all set right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like it has a little things like that, I've been like really obsessed with primaries lately, as you can tell. Like, just in general. Yeah, it's kind of like a way of life for me. Like, I feel like the way you see life should be full of love, and the way you treat other people should be full of love, kind of thing. Otherwise, we're just here for ourselves. It was what I was listening to a talk one day, like a priest or a bishop or something with the Christian faith, right? And he's like, you should be so full of love that you should be beloveful. And it blew my mind when he said that. I was like, what? That's such a beautiful word. So that just became a thing for me. I don't know. I just took it upon myself, and that's it. And then, it became everything I am kind of situation. And there's also like another way to look at it. People like to say it's always beautiful, and yeah, which also could be too. I'm not gonna say no to that, dude. If you saw the photos I took in Morocco, they're the same as I do now. Crazy. Which is crazy. It's just like it was just inside of me, and I think it's because I think it's the basis of the fact that I already was going into medicine. I'm very people focused, and I was going into psychiatry, so I was already taking in people's stories, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, all that stuff. And now I can, I don't know, do it with a camera. So I think things just went like that for me. Like, I can't explain it. It just did. Till this day, like, there's one print that I always keep with me at my shows, and it's one of the first photos I've ever taken on that point and shoot that I thought was amazing, and people buy it, which I find fantastic, right? And so I've been shooting like that since 2015, 2014.
So would you say your work has evolved in a certain way, or has it stayed fairly consistent?
No, it changed up a little bit because I started to realize different environments need different ways of shooting. So, like, for instance, when I was in India, I think I noticed it the most because I was like, and I wanted to go to India in 2017. I'm so glad that didn't happen to me because I wouldn't have known how to handle it. Like, the more shooting I did in 2018, it really helped me in 2019. But, like, dude, if I did India back in 2017, I would have been clueless, and I think my photos would have been crap. But I was like, I need to go to India, woo, woo, woo. But I'm so glad I didn't because in India, that's when I learned to fill the frame and kind of just get more people in it and get separate situations and get things moving. You know what I mean? Like, knowing how to putting people in the right places at the right time, I guess, is just juxtaposition and that kind of thing. A lot of my best shots come from people covering themselves up even more. It's like, thank you for allowing more mystery.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, you know? He knows me. I'll show you a shot that I took that was in India. And to tell you the truth, that's when she did that, she ended up turning to her side, and it was ended up being like one of my favorite shots ever because.
Oh my God.
Right? So she turns to the side. Oh yeah, hello. She turns to the side and at that point. Yeah. And it just came out so beautiful at the end of that. And she allowed more mystery to it. You don't know who she is, you don't know what she is, why she did what she did. Oh. Keep going. That's okay, okay. I was gonna get you doing some really cool stuff, man. I like it. Thank you. Bro. That was great. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful. Oh, real nice. All right, you just come out. You're just a good luck charm. You should just come and shoot with me all day. I guess. I mean, I feel like I was a very easygoing kid. And I guess that thing, I never let things get to me either way. And I don't know, anxiety never really happened to me. And I kind of just let life be, you know, I will say this in a, I guess where this wholeness comes from. And I think it's because I was brought up in a very Orthodox Christian way. And that's more like fill your life with love and heart and goodness. And you won't feel like you're in a bad place. You won't feel like anything's trying to hurt you. You won't feel worry. I put that upon myself. This is why the Beloveful is a very big movement for me, and that's why I do what I do. But that's because I feel that deep in my heart that I am taken care of. And if I am also a good, loving person to other people, then you will always be taken care of. So, All right, ready? We're gonna go for it. I'm gonna go run right through these pigeons. This is just gonna happen. Love it. Fantastic. It's composition. Yeah, I don't, it's all about like where these people are in that space of time.
Right.
That's what stops me most of the time. Then it's also contrast would be another. And that can be contrast of color, be contrast of light. Usually that's what stops me the most, I would say. Movement is another one too. So movement will stop me. If I see someone doing something and you know you can only grab it in that 1 second of time, then that also try to stop me as well. Yeah. It could be any. I think I prefer when I'm traveling. I like being by myself that way. I don't have to wait on anybody. They don't gotta wait on me. Yeah. But I will say this though, if I am shooting with other photographers who don't give a shit and are down to respect each other's time, I'm down. Yeah, I'm very cool with that. But if we're like waiting on somebody else and you can't shoot on your own, just like me, then you shouldn't be with those people. Yeah. End of the day. I travel a lot on my own because, to tell you the truth, it's really hard to get people to be like, hey, like, come with me.
Yeah.
It's not easy. People got work, people got like, or they can't travel when I'm traveling, or they're going somewhere else when they're traveling. Favorite country to shoot in? India. Second is Egypt. Third is Japan. Myanmar. I always forget Myanmar. Myanmar was fantastic. I only say that because I can never go back right now because you just can't go back. But man, that was a wonderful country to shoot in. It was more, Myanmar is actually more spiritual. India was more colorful.
Okay.
Myanmar was more like, there's something about a people that hasn't really been touched by the Western civilization. That's what makes me, I think, enjoy these places the most because they're so different than what we know. And if I go to places like that, then it's made my day. Yeah. Dude, I got some really good close-ups of that guy. There's something about like the fact that he was so close up and I wanted to get super close up, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this guy. This guy's great. Hey! Very good. I blew him a kiss. He's like, hey, and I'm like, I love you. I'm just like, I love you. And he's like, oh, okay. He just stopped completely. He's like, all right. Oh, I love that. That was actually pretty funny. You see this guy? This is the guy. Look at him, dude.
No.
Yeah. They yelled at me first. He was like, oh. He just looks so relaxed. Are you kidding me? He's got like made a throne for himself amongst the fruits. He's the king of the fruits here. Let's go. Yeah, probably. I don't know even know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's such a thing. Like I'm just starting. I have no projects. I just keep shooting. I just want to travel. And if you ask me, Tony, what do you do? And I'm a traveler first. I'm a photographer second. This is why we went to Chinatown. This is why we went to the Hasidic area because it's different. It's something that kind of blows your mind a little bit. That's why we're eating food and eat these places. Because then you get to immerse yourself in these spaces. You get to eat their food, you get to walk around with them and see what they're doing and so on and so on. It's the same what I do in like any other country. First thing I do is go to a 7-Eleven in any country just to see what snacks they're buying. I don't know, what are you doing? Like, what are you eating? What makes you you, right? I mean, they could be both. I mean, the first thing is, honestly, and I say that with the most truth, is don't be a dick. Just be a good person. If you're out there and people don't feel this, like you want something from them, like I'm gonna get this shot, this is gonna make me good, or this is gonna make me famous, then it's not gonna come out for you. But if you're doing it just to try to picture the beauty that what it is, then it'll work out for you. I also feel like learn at least 10 words. I think that's very, very key. At least, where's the bathroom? Hello, thank you. You know, and I also say that's beautiful. That's another one that I like, or that's delicious. In the native languages that I you know, whatever countries that I'm at. That's I think those are the main things. At least 10 words. Oh, hey. Welcome. We're now in a different town, as you can tell. I've changed my shirt. We are in yellow today. Yeah, this light is going real quick. Today we are in South Williamsburg, guys. It's a new day. As we can see, we're having some lovely guys run across. Got some beautiful light here. I'm now in yellow. Fully contrast with the rest of these guys today, so they always have a look at me when they walk by. Yeah, no, the light's too good, bro. This is what I'm trying to be at. This is what I'm trying to say.
I might go to this intersection, but this light.
This one's not bad. The next one's better. Let's go to the next one.
Next one?
Yeah, it's got better stuff. We've had this conversation before, right? Or about the how much of they're in a matrix, where I feel like they're always just crossing each other at a great pace, and yet they're all doing the exact same thing. So something about it is just beautiful.
Very uniform.
No, it's like there's a beautiful pattern here, and it's, I don't know what it is, but it's gorgeous. Like this whole like recent asking for permission thing, and I find that absurd. Only because you're changing everything about it. If you're doing street portraits, you're fine. Ask away. Go ahead. You want them to be the star of your shot? Absolutely. Go sit and talk to them. Find out their story. That's wonderful. But if I'm capturing a moment that's a millisecond in time and I'm there to disturb it, then I'm changing everything. So that's something that I don't think that's a thing, and I don't think people should ask anybody anything unless you're in their homes or you're in a residence or a private place. But if you're public and you're outside, you are part of everything else. That's the only thing that I'm not a fan of that movement, I want to say. Only because, again, you're changing things. Don't change stuff. This is the whole point of, then we're faking it. Now I'm faking things. What is the world if it's fake? Then it's a whole freaking soap opera. We're not here to make a publicity fake
travel shot all over again.
Yeah. What's the point? What's the point of doing this if you're gonna fake everything? Then what's real? I think everything should be real as is and what it is. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's whatever. And that's why you have people like Bruce Gilden or these people who do a really good job and just showing how ugly things are, but they're gorgeous at the same time. So I can't explain it, but that's what it is. Yeah. All right. I can go home now. That was it. That was it, guys. No, I had like 25. It's too crazy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't see it, but you're gonna put this up in the.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too good. That's great. As I'm saying, you want to go home now? This is one of them. This is in Myanmar.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the story of why this is very important to me. Is because this was the first time I ever realized most travel shots are staged. I went to this place specifically to find these little red monks that were running around that I kept on seeing all over Instagram. And I have some buddies of mine, I'm not gonna mention names, but I was like, dude, these are amazing. I'm like, oh, where's this thing? I'm thinking that I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna find these little kids running around. Not true. I ended up getting to this beautiful white temple. I was kind of mad. I was like, where are these kids at, dude? I was looking for this red contrast, this white background, and couldn't figure it out, right? And I go talk to the monk who was taking donations for the temple to for whatever. And I was like, where are these monks, dude? I've been looking for these little monk kids. Where are they? And he's like, those kids are rented for the day. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And that's when it blew my mind for a second. And I started to realize it more, the more I was in Asia, the amount of photographers that you would see that would all be kind of staged together. Like they're in a group, they're on a photo trip or whatever.
Workshop.
They're in workshop, they're all fake. Everything's fake. They're all staged. All the stuff that you see are staged. So I was like, wait, you're telling me those kids are rented for the day? Yeah. He's like, you could also, and then he even gave me a number for a fixer where you can get this. And at first I was like, I almost went through with it. I almost called, but I that same day, this kid is running past me and another kid was chasing, it was a little girl that was chasing him and he was wearing red. Was he wearing the monk clothes? No, it didn't matter to me at that point. But the fact that, and not just that, then I also found out that one of Steve McCurry's shots, which I could probably say because he is famous and everyone knows, is that he has also a jumping kid or a flying kid. It's called the in-flight or something, where the kid looks like he's flying because he's running so fast, but he staged it. Mine's not staged. So the beautiful thing about it is that I got what I wanted. I got the red. I also got the kid running. I also got him flying. Both of his feet are off the ground and I didn't stage anything. So there's something about saying that photography can be beautiful in itself, and street photography can be done without staging. And it can be done. So this, which you guys probably know, I always saw this place shot, and no one ever shot it in black and white. Everyone shot it in color, and it's this disgusting color, right? It looks like vomit. It's like just gross yellow mustard, whatever it is. And I happened to be down there, I want to say it was the end of 2017 or the beginning of 2018. And I was like trying to be Mr. Cool. I was trying to get all these shots right. I was trying to go everywhere. And I went in there because, it was like one of those places to shoot.
It's a cool spot.
It's a fun spot. I was down there for maybe like 20 minutes just waiting for different people to go by and see, here and there. And I happened to get this shot of, just all these winding lines. And it's called Into the Rabbit Hole because that's what it feels like. I put it on one of the National Geographic, what's it called? Like one of the photo award things. And I won. And so I was like, cool. I was like, this is badass. So now I have, that's why, and this is number one. And I got another one after that also got one in 2021. But that one specifically, and what I like the most about it is that in order to get into National Geographic and to win anything, they want you to send the raws.
Oh, really?
Yes, because they have to make sure you didn't screw up anything. Yeah, you submit the raw and you see if if you have messed up the photo at all, meaning put things in, take things out, altered it, yeah. And that's why National Geographic is National Geographic. And so it has to be as real as possible. And yeah, you have to set it full run. Then they won't post it. They won't put anything out there if they see that you've messed with it too much.